Let's move on to 2A. We've got Busco at South Adams, just like everyone had predicted. Tip of the cap to Coach Mosier, because you're talking about in Week 8, this team gets beaten by 33 to Woodland, and then they turn around. How do they do it? I mean, turnovers were a big deal.
First, props to South Adams. I mean, they did a tremendous job. It was at home. They fed off the crowd. They made plays. But you only win that game because Woodland wasn't ready to play. And they made mistakes. And they made too many mistakes. And South Adams made them pay. So it was a perfect storm of South Adams coming in, played a perfect game, nearly perfect. And Woodland just was flat. And we did not expect Woodland to be like that. We thought last year we expected them being flat and young team, but this year, battle hardened, they'll be ready to play. They just came out and laid an egg, and maybe it's the fact that they played them just a couple weeks ago and owned them. I mean, maybe they're just looking, at the score, at the season results, and we're like, we won by 33, we're going to roll. Maybe that was it, but as good as South Adams played and a great game plan by Coach Mosier, Woodland wasn't ready to play.
South Adams' defense, we talked about it early in the season, was really good. They put up some really good numbers early in the season. 3 turnovers is what they forced against Woodland, and then you take a look at the kind of ground and pound attack that South Adams is kind of known for. They turned it over once. I mean, so they're +2 on the turnover battle. That helps a lot, especially when you eat up the clock like South Adams can do. And then Marcus Teeter at the quarterback position last week, 10 of 14, 151 yards, a couple of touchdowns to Nick Worster. I mean, you don't think passing game when you think South Adams football. Right. But it got the job done on Friday night. How can they make that happen again against a good Busco team?
I think they'll mix it up again, maybe go a little past too, but this is more a game in South Adams' comfort zone. They're playing a team similar to them, like to grind it out, long drives, don't score a lot of points. It won't be a 50 to 45 type game on Friday. So a little bit within their comfort zone, but I think they gained some confidence on what happened, not just beating Woodland, but the way they did, able to go vertical, like you said, a little bit, and that'll really be able to mix up their offense on Friday, make Churubusco keep a couple guys back, respect that pass, and that should open up the run game a little more.
You talk about confidence. You have to have a lot of confidence if you're Busco because, week 1 of the playoffs, you beat Eastside, a team in the top 10. Then you go to Whitco, a team that had been receiving votes, a team that had been in the top 10 at certain points in the season. They beat them 20-6. Garrett Horn, 35 carries, 273 yards. Kind of a nice night for him. Yeah, but you're going strength on strength with what South Adams does. Jack Rhodes had 21 carries. Only 85 yards is what South Adams limited him to last week based on his yards per carry. That's pretty low for him.
Yeah.
And then Busco loves to run the football. So a great run defense against a great running team, that's going to be, knocking heads on Friday night down in Bern. How do you see that playing out, strength on strength with Busco and South Adams?
Yeah, Garrett Horn, one of those players that seemingly, much like Cam Smith, just gets his yards each and every week, and that's going to be a key for South Adams to limit him much like they did Jack Rhodes. It just seems like this is a game between underappreciated programs. Busco was overshadowed by Garrett and Eastside for most of the year in the NECC, and South Adams overshadowed by Woodland and Adams Central in the ACAC. Now here we are them playing for a sectional championship, and I think this is a toss-up game. I think both teams are riding high with the way they've won games late in the season and in the sectionals, and I think both of them are going to be pretty confident going into Friday.